I've never seen fishing like this before. The fisherman grabbed a fresh squid, hooked it, and without hesitation, tossed it straight into the sea. And mind you, these fin squid are expensive. Where I'm from, they go for 300 yuan per kilogram. So what kind of giant fish are they trying to catch that makes them willing to spend this much? The squid started swimming toward the seabed, and the reel on the fishing rod began spinning like crazy. In just a few seconds, the electronic meter showed the line had dropped 120 meters. At that moment, the rod started bending slightly. The captain quickly stepped in to check. He gave the line a few tugs and immediately felt an immense pull. No doubt something huge had taken the bait. He signaled the crew to get ready. Luckily, they had an electric fishing rod today, so they could reel in the catch from 100 meters deep without breaking a sweat. While they were still talking, a massive shadow emerged from the water. The photographer aimed his lens underwater, and there it was, a 2-meter-long swordfish. The crew was thrilled. A fish this size would fetch a great price. One of the men wasted no time, hooking it onto the deck, but they weren't satisfied yet. According to the crew, this one wasn't big enough. They needed an even bigger catch. Captain pulled out a special fishing hook, threaded it through a herring, and added a glowing rubber lure before tossing it back into the sea. Not long after, a smaller finned squid took the bait. They decided to use it to attract bigger predators, letting it swim naturally to lure in the giants below. This time, to make the bait sink faster, they attached a 200-gram lead weight to the line. As soon as the squid hit the water, it darted toward the depths. When the bait reached 300 meters, the rod suddenly jerked with an enormous force. Another big one had taken the hook. The reel spun wildly. Fortunately, their rod and line were strong enough to handle a 200-kilogram monster. Moments later, under intense tension, the massive fish burst through the surface. A few minutes later, it was right in front of them. Another swordfish, even bigger than the last. One of the crew quickly hooked it up onto the boat. What a surprise. This one was clearly larger than the first, weighing about 50 kilograms more. With 2 swordfish in the bag, the crew was pretty satisfied. Just as they were about to pack up and leave, the captain, still eager for more, spoke up. The 2 zero-ride trips earlier had been expensive, so he wanted to make up for the cost. They pulled out 2 10-kilogram stones, tied them to the fishing line, and grabbed an even bigger squid for bait. Once everything was set, they cast the line into the sea. The bait sank rapidly, and the reel spun faster and faster. Now, all they had to do was wait for something to bite. A few minutes later, the rod bent sharply. They lowered the camera into the water, and there it was, a massive octopus. It was slowly being pulled up, and the 2 crew members on board, seeing this, got excited and quickly hauled it onto the deck. This beast weighed nearly 20 kilograms. With this final catch, they were finally satisfied and wrapped up an incredibly successful day of deep-sea fishing.